Hello, my name is Lukas Arellano. I'm a full cycle account executive and I'm in the office today. Everyone just left, that's why I have the balls to do this. But I'm gonna cold call, try to make at least $40 within the next 30 minutes, and you're gonna do it right next to me. I'm gonna give you a walk around of my office, give you a background of my story throughout the video, so you're not just watching me cold call for the next 40 minutes or whatever, how long this takes. But here we go. I'm gonna start off with call number one. And man, I'll take off the headset so you can hear this live, hopefully. By the way, I didn't go to college or have experience and I landed this job. So if you're on your job hunt, considering tech sales, you can do this too. Just subscribe to me and implement the tips that I gave you.
Your call has been forwarded to...
All right. No answer on call one. Let's go, call two. The goal is to have at least one person pick up so you can see how this works. A lot of times I'll call, if I call 50 people, a good day, I'll get 5 answers. So Friday afternoon, or it's not Friday, afternoons is typically a good time to call, and I am calling people on the West Coast, the same time zone as me, so I should get a couple answers. But for now, it seems like I'm in voicemail jail. Typically, on my first call, I will leave a voicemail pointing to my email after the call. So they hear the voicemail, they look at the email. But these people already called before, so I'm just ripping through a list of people that I haven't talked to yet. Here's the corporate work outfit.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 529.
As you notice, when somebody picks up the phone, if and when they pick up the phone, I will never answer with, "Hey, is this John?" I always use permission-based openers. If you're on your job hunt, that's what hiring managers look for as well, because it is the most widely used and the most successful, according to most hiring managers' perspectives. I remember actually one time I did a mock cold call with a hiring manager, didn't use a permission-based opener. I used another opener that worked for me really well, and they were like, "Oh, it wasn't permission-based, and that's what we're looking for." So don't make the same mistake I did. Okay, this guy was supposed to sign a contract. Never did. Envelope expired. Let's see what happens.
Hello.
Hey, Mr. Lucas with Layton, how are you?
Good.
You don't sound too excited to hear from me.
Well, do I know you?
Oh yeah, we spoke a couple times. In regards to the research and development tax credit, we were supposed to do your optimization study.
Yes. How are you?
I'm good, man. I never want to be too pushy on stuff like this, but you sounded interesting in working together, but kind of went dark. So is this still something you want to do? Or?
I've been gone and on the road, and so I just got back, and I'm trying to get caught up with my so
Understood.
Let me get your stuff signed tomorrow, and we'll move ahead.
Cool. So the LOE actually expired, but I'll send you a fresh one, same terms and everything.
Okay.
And we'll get it in place. And then I think we covered this on the call, but I wanted to make sure. Yeah, a lot of times buying machinery materials from a vendor, paying sales tax utilities, you should be, because you're using it. And we'll do the first is you're tax for you, actually have that for you.
And so we can look at that in September after I get back.
Cool, one at a time. Okay, I'll send it to you now,
Okay.
and we'll schedule in the initial assessment once that's in place. Unless you have your calendar in front of you, we could throw it on now.
I'm not anywhere near my desk, but
Okay.
Send it over and I'll get it processed and we'll go from there.
Cool, sounds good. Good to hear from you, and I'll send it over to you now.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye. It's a small deal. It's really not a big deal, but a win's a win, right? So come on, let's celebrate for a little bit. Oh, this is what we do when we're in the office. Look at, that's you, so I could see me. This is what we do when we're in the office. Nobody's here, so I'm doing it by myself like a weirdo, but if you sign a contract, we hit the gong. Oh, where is it? Sorry if that was really loud. But it's actually pretty standard to what I understand in most sales offices, so. Get back in the middle here. All right, let's make some more calls. I'll send him the contract after we're done here so that you get nothing but the best of me. This guy hung up on me. I didn't have the balls to call him earlier today, but I'll do it so you guys can witness this. See if I can get this back. This would be a pretty cool win. Let's go. Yes? funny, I'm calling some dude. I actually applied to his company when I was on my job hunt. He's the owner. Typically I'll dial hard until I like burn out, or if I have a short attention span, then I'll dial, and then walk away for 5 minutes and come back to it. Instead of picking up my phone and being all distracted and stuff, it's better to work hard and break it up into chunks. Maybe I'll speed up the gaps when I'm not talking and it's just ringing, so you're not bored to death. I'll do that for you. So, what's wrong? Happy and or when I prospect, I only put people in. When you use Zoom Info, you can see if they're likely to engage with the phone or email that you send them. It'll have like a fire emoji next to the thing. All these people in here had the fire emoji next to their name, and none of them are answering the phone. That is what it sounds like when you dial a fax machine, like an idiot. I don't want to walk away and give you a tour of the office yet because I want to finish my dial. So what I'll do that before I get out of the office, like when I'm packing up, and then I'll splice it in the middle so you're not just forced to watch me dial the whole time. Office is actually pretty normal, whatnot. I mean, these are kind of our cubicles where we'll be calling from. Pretty big office, actually. Elevators, office rooms, like meeting rooms and whatnot. I'm holding the phone weird. Here's our big meeting room. This is where we do all our meetings. Restrooms, library, and this is my favorite part, it's the coffee section. Free coffee, free snacks. We just re-upped actually, so we got a good amount of stuff. This thing's kind of nasty, but yeah, this is us. Not much of a view, if I'm being honest. I don't mind if I do, though. Try and go the healthier route. Oh, who ate all the protein bars? That is hella messed up, bro. I was gonna take one home with me. I was like, nah, you know what? I got some at home. I'm gonna leave them there in case somebody else wants them. And somebody took them all. That pisses me off, actually. But anyways, that's enough of me complaining. Wait, okay, this dude hung up on me. Let's listen to see what happened. It's a recorded call. What happened last time?
Hello?
Hey, sorry, man. We're going back and forth playing phone tag. We don't know each other. I'm actually reaching out regarding the holiday. Can I give you more context?
No, sir. Thank you very much.
Well,
You didn't even tell me why.
You know what he thought.
I didn't even tell him I was calling, bro.
Much. I'm not looking to.
He's gonna answer.
Please leave your message for
Double dial? I'm that guy right now.
Hello.
Hey, Lucas, I called you the other day actually, but never had a chance to tell you exactly why I was reaching out, so I'll keep this brief. It's in regards to a potential $300,000 tax deduction for the. It's through an energy efficiency incentive that my company does a certification in order to claim. You don't have to make any upgrades to the building. It's called 179D. Do you know if you've looked into this before?
Yes, we have.
Okay, who'd you decide to go with?
We do it in-house.
Yeah, it's really interesting. You can't do this in-house, maybe cost segregation, but the IRS requires a third-party professional engineer to certify your building's efficient enough, and that's exactly what we do. We do the certification and the engineering. Does that make sense?
We use a company out of, and we've been working with them for many years.
I see. Okay, and is there anything we could do to earn your business in the near years, or at least reconnect in 6 months?
Yeah, let's reconnect in a few months.
Cool. And if we were to earn your business, what would it be that made you to make that decision?
I don't know the answer right now, but we are happy with the company. But we can again connect in 6 months and see.
Okay, sounds good, man. I'll shoot you a text from my personal number. This is actually my office line, so you have my cell. And we'll reconnect in 6 months, okay? I wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Win and a loss. It's always good to be number 2 on someone's list. I was reading a sales book today called Swim with the Sharks by Harvey McKay. It's good if you own a business. He was saying it's always best to be number 2. Because a lot of times if you really want their business, then you can reach out consistently and show them that you care than most other vendors by sending them birthday notes, or just like if you get something they're interested on by looking on their Facebook or something, you could send them gifts or something. This guy's not that big a deal, so I'll probably just touch base with him in 6 months. I'm not gonna do anything crazy. All right, let's keep it pushing. Take him out of the cadence. I got 14 more minutes left. I don't know how many dials I made so far, but come on, Mike, pick up the phone, man. I've called this dude hella times already.
Yo.
Yo. Did a robot just tell me yo? Hello? Weirdest experience I ever had with a robot on the machine. Yo. Okay. I mean, we're making good progress though. I don't know what call I'm on, but I am ripping through these. And to be fair, it's actually a lot easier to dial when I'm talking out loud to myself and or you, the camera. It makes it a lot more interesting. Normally I'm here in my seat like waiting for someone to answer. This guy hung up on me too, and I'm about to call him back. This is. This is funny. I'm looking at the people across from me. I think they're laughing at me for talking to myself. Like across the street. Here, look. Those guys. Here, you guys want to see my tech stack?
No one is available.
Where am I at? 22 minutes already? Okay, I gotta wrap this up. That's right, because I'm getting out of here soon anyway. Hello?
You've reached the voicemail of Suki County.
Okay. 5:17, get home 6:35. All right. Going to prayer night at the church with my fiance, so I gotta get out of here. Gotta be at the church at 7, and I live in. Well, I'm coming home from San Francisco into Antioch. I have to drive back to Concord, so that's actually perfect.
Hi, you've reached Shannon.
So I made about 20 calls in this period, maybe more. It's hard to see because that was my calls for the day. It said I made 48 calls for the day, 47 calls for the day. I wonder how many I did just now. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up, give you a tour of the office, and go home. You know what though? I actually have one more person who's supposed to close this month.
DocuSign or on DocuSign is good. Okay, and you can pay what you send me a new deal, I'll get it done. Okay, see you. All right, Jack. Talk to you soon.
All right, I'm gonna wrap up here. You know, if you're looking at this video and you're on your job hunt, I was in your shoes at one point and it felt so hard to land an interview. I remember walking into this office, like looking around at the city, like, wow, I really made it. Like I really made it happen. I was so proud of myself. This is the rest of our office. Because it was such a journey and it was actually so difficult. Hopefully I wasn't blurry the whole time. It was so difficult to land interviews and get through it. And it forced me to get really, really creative. And what I did is I developed a system that actually allowed me to land a ton of interviews by standing out from the competition. And I didn't go to college or have any experience. Look where I am today. I'm an account executive now. And so I actually have a side gig where I teach people how to land their job, follow my footsteps, regardless of your background or experience. And if you want some extra help, I have a community in the link below. Check it out. It'll be super helpful to you. It's pretty much everything that I had or needed that I didn't have on my job hunt. Everything I figured out. So you don't have to go through the same pain that I did. So God bless you. Thanks for watching me. And I will see you next Saturday.